As the stereotypical Barbie becomes increasingly real throughout the film, Ken also transforms from an inspiring boyfriend into a villain determined to take control of Barbieland. When Barbie returns and discovers how he used the patriarchy to turn the place in his favor, his outfits begin to reflect his darker side in memorable ways. And Mattel created a Ken to celebrate this transformation. Follow all about him after the intro. In the movie Barbie, amid an existential crisis, Margot Robbie's stereotypical Barbie embarks on a mission to the real world of contemporary Los Angeles. Ken, who accompanies her in this journey, becomes fascinated with the hyper-masculine energy of Century City, enchanted by a rock-themed gin, the mounted police, and a new GMC Hummer EV. After a visit to a local school library, Ken decides to bring the message of patriarchy and horses to his fellow Kens in Barbland. Just a few hours later, Barbie returns to find her reality in disarray, with her once perfect dream house transformed into Ken's Mojo Dojo Casa House, complete with saloon doors, a big screen TV, and a main fridge full of beers. The 2023 Barbie movie was not only a box office hit, but also a surprising comedy and a fun tribute to the Barbie universe. Ryan Gosling brought Ken to life uniquely, diving headfirst into the eccentricity and personality of this unique character. The doll comes in a large acetate box that references the takeover of Barbieland by the Kens. In the box, the name Barbie is deliberately crossed out and replaced with Ken, reflecting not only a power shift in the narrative, but also a reinterpretation of the traditional roles of the characters. The word Ken is written in a reflective font that resembles lightning bolts, on a black background similar to the style of the band Metallica. On the sides of the acetate, there are embossed lightning bolts, while the Moves Ken logo stands out on the back. There is no text on the back that references the importance and context related to this doll. There are two colored bands, one red and one white, again a reference to the boxes of other dolls from the movie, which come in yellow and white. The box slides to reveal a beautiful holographic backdrop. Very pretty. The doll, like other items in the collectible line, comes with a stand and a certificate of authenticity. Unfortunately, there is no mention of which label the doll belongs to, neither on the certificate nor on Mattel Creations, Mattel's website dedicated to collectible products. In the movie Barbie, Ken's look was inspired by the idea of how children choose their own clothes. Greta Gerwig, the director, explained that she wanted to capture the essence of freedom and creativity that children have when dressing. Thus, Ken's extravagant and unique wardrobe reflects this idea, with pieces that mix fantasy, elements of personal wardrobe, and the exaggerated glamour of the 80s. Similarly, the idea is that this look brings references to the patriarchy. During the development of this visual aesthetic, they thought references in the archetypical masculine looks to create the appearance of a Ken corrupted by the real world. While true, in the movie, the design of this look was created by the Oscar-winning costume designer for the Barbie movie, Jacqueline Durham, the doll itself was designed by Javier Miab. The doll's shoes are a pair of soft white sneakers that have been used previously in the Barbie line. In the movie, Ken's footwear is a pair of ridiculously large Adidas boxing shoes. This exact model is known as Box Hog 3. It would be interesting if the doll's shoes were more faithfully replicated to what we saw in the movie, but what was presented is not bad. Despite being completely white, with no painted details, the shoes are beautiful and very well sculpted. They took care to highlight even the untighted laces. The pants are simple black joggers. On each leg, there is a pattern of white, pink, and purple lightning bolts, similar to the bandana. In the movie, they have vertical pockets embedded on each side, but on the doll, these pockets are not present. The fabric is not bad. Initially, I thought it looked like these plastic fabrics, but to the touch, it is soft and acceptable. There is no opening, and the waist adjustment is made through an elastic. There are also elastics on the legs, which makes it easier to assemble the look with the boots. A curiosity? If you look closely, you can see that these pants are actually the bottom part of the tracksuit that matches the jacket briefly seen during the campfire singing scene. On the top, there is a fringed leather jacket. According to the Move production, the jacket was a last-minute adjustment. The fringes, once again, refer to the horse theme. On the doll, they opted for a very thin and dubious quality leather imitation. The fabric is very thin, almost disposable. I wonder how long I will have to appreciate its look before it completely crumbles. Around Ken's waist is a black vinyl fanny pack, with his name stamped on the front in a white angular font that evokes the Metallica band's logo as seen on the doll's box. The fanny pack is well sculpted and painted, with details both on the Ken name and the chain hanging in front of the piece. The plastic used is soft and of good quality, with an adjustable closure in 3 levels at the back. On his very chest, the doll wears a silver horse pendant. In the movie, the pendant is ostentatious and is supported by a robust chain. On the doll, the pendant is very similar to what is seen in the movie. However, the chain used to hold it around the neck is just a shiny string of very poor quality. Come on, Mattel, what a blunder! On his hands, the doll has a pair of fingerless gloves made of the same material as the jacket. They complement the look well, but, like the jacket, they are expected to fall apart over time. As the de facto ruler of his new society, the Kingdom, Ken does not have a crown but a black headband with a white, pink, and purple lightning bolt print. Along with the choice to remain constantly shirtless, this item reinforces the machismo of 80s pop culture, particularly evoking the looks of Rambo and Conan the Barbarian. It is tied behind the head. Due to the color, there is a high chance of staining the doll, so it came with a protection that I will keep on my doll. For me, the colors differ a bit between the two, but is something almost imperceptible if the pieces are not compared side by side. The highlight of this set, in my opinion, is precisely the doll enormous coat. The coat, named Fox Mojo Mink, is inspired by Sylvester Stallone's iconic looks from the 80s. This fox fur coat is a standout piece, with its thick fur in shades of white, light brown, and black spots. Without buttons or zippers, it is worn open to showcase its lining, printed with horses. In the movie, Ken is obsessed with horses. According to director Greta Gerwig, the obsession reflects the idea that Barbie and Ken are like aliens visiting another world, with a confused view of who is really in charge. Ken sees horses in statues, paintings, and being hidden by humans, leading him to believe that perhaps the horses are in control of everything. This adds a comedic layer to the character, highlighting his naivety and lack of understanding of the real world. The piece is of excellent quality. The fur is dense, without flaws, and the material used is very soft. The lining is beautiful, of an inferior fabric, but still acceptable. I personally loved this coat. It's beautiful, well constructed, and made of good materials. I would say that this coat perfectly completes the set and is an excellent addition to any collection. Unfortunately, a very important part of this Ken's look is not present on the doll. Having been asked at the time once in the real world, Ken compensates excessively by loading his wrists with a trio of flashy watches. According to Ryan Gosling himself, usually a watch is a symbol that you are busy and have important things to do and cool places to be. When you were Ken, this does not apply, so he is just trying to look busy and important. And the fact that none of the 3 watches are functional only reinforces this fact. In the movie, a crucial element of Ken's looks is the Yves Saint Laurent sunglasses, described as a hyper-feminine style that celebrates women's power and their own sense of self. These glasses encapsulate deep symbolism that resonates harmoniously with the film's main message about female empowerment. In a memorable and naturally comedic scene, Ryan Gosling opts to wear 2 pairs of glasses superimposed. symbolically reinforcing Ken's desire to be noticed by Barbie. The prominent presence of these glasses in the movie highlights their importance in Ken's look, a characteristic that was unfortunately not replicated in the corresponding doll. The doll itself is the same used for other Kens inspired by Ryan Gosling character in the movie. Unfortunately, it does not have the sculpted face of the actor himself. The only doll from the movie with a face truly inspired by Ryan Gosling was released later. We do not know for sure why Mattel made this decision, but there are rumors that the actor had not previously approved a doll with his face. The doll has a smile, blue eyes, and thick eyebrows in a darker tone. The hair is platinum blonde as seen in the film. There is a generous amount of gel, and the hairstyle does not differ from what we've seen in the other Kens in the movie. Although they took care to leave a quiff outside the bandana. The body is articulated, despite being simpler joints with limited range of motion. It's an interesting detail for those who enjoy posing and photographing. As Ken is exposed to new experiences and perspectives, he begins to question and challenge the norms that previously defined him. This is symbolized not only in his eccentric clothes and the transformed environment of Barbie Land, but also in his own psychological and emotional transformation. The Mojo Dojo Casa House figure is not just a visual embodiment, but a representation of how Ken transitions from being merely Barbie's accessory to become a complex and multifaceted protagonist. The Mojo Dojo Casa House Ken, inspired by the Barbie movie, offers a very interesting interpretation of the character, capturing both the eccentricity and complexity of Ken. The quality of the materials is average and acceptable, but the true highlight is the Foxjo Mojo mink coat. Large, beautiful, and well-constructed, the coat impresses with its presence and finish. I know this may not apply to most other collectors, but even if it only came with this coat, I still think it would be worth the investment. It's understandable that the absence of elements such as the watches and glasses and the face sculpt of the doll could be a disappointment, and that they could have been better addressed. The fact that it does not have Ryan Gosling face sculpt is a downgrade for me. It does not bother me too much, but it does make me want to swap it for the Ryan Gosling doll. Let's see if we have more releases of him to have some to replace this one. This doll is not just a tribute to Ken's transformation in the film, but also a reflection of the cultural impact and complex narrative that the character carries. The Barbie movie explores deep themes of identity, empowerment, and self-acceptance. And the Mojo Dojo Casa House Ken is a visual representation of this journey. It is an ode to Ken's transformation, showing how he evolves from an inspiring character to a complex antagonist, reflecting Barbie's own evolution and the film's critique of patriarchy. His evolution is not only visual but symbolic, reflecting internal changes and a new vision of himself and his role in Barbie Land. This makes him more than just a collectible item. He is a symbol of how Barbie histories continue to challenge and inspire reflections on identity and empowerment in contemporary culture. He may have lost the battle for Barbie Land and Barbie's heart, but he certainly has enough attributes to be among the best dolls released for the Barbie movie. So tell me what you think of him. Is he on your wish list too? Comment below. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to support the channel with your like and subscription for more content like this. A big kiss from the Big Collector.